So yesterday I uploaded the video for Me Like, and if you haven't watched that already, you totally should. And today I'm going to talk about the writing process of it because it was kind of a fun, collaborative game sort of writing experience. So the song Me Like was really kind of born from two different things. One is that every spring break it kind of became a tradition that Nash and I would get together and either write or record a song. I'll talk more about that tomorrow, but today I'm going to talk about the second half of kind of why Me Like was written, which was he wanted to try out a new method of writing a song, which kind of went along the lines of his story slash poetry slash scene writing exercises games that he has kind of been creating, and this time with a twist toward lyric writing. The general premise of most of these games is you draw from a pile to pick a theme or some object that you need to integrate or something along those lines, maybe a characteristic of a character. So for the songwriting one, we had one theme to draw per song, and we kind of rotated. One person would write the first bit of it, the next person would write the next, and the third person in our group of three, Kat, Nash, and I, would write the third. We made up a dice rolling system on whether it was going to be like, the order would be chorus verse chorus or verse verse chorus. Then we drew from a pile of themes that we had created to decide on the theme. Themes that we would put in this pile were things along the lines of tragedy or mistaken identity, or one of the other songs that we did that evening was the battle between good and evil. And so those kind of themes. But the papers that we were writing these on, we would fold up normal printer paper and rip it into a bunch of pieces and write on those pieces. But the paper that we were using was like recycled kindergarten reading exercise games, and so they had a bunch of very simple words on them, like can, me, or do, is, and one of them had me like, and I was tickled by that. And so on one of the papers I actually wrote down Me Like, just Me Like. And it got drawn as one of the three songs that we wrote that night. So after we picked the theme for the song, one of us would start the first verse or chorus, and then after they were done we would rotate it. Since there were three of us, we did three songs, rotated it, and then rotated it again once they were done with their part. So it had a verse, and chorus, and the order was different on each song. So when we created a pile of themes, we also created a pile of objects, and we would write down objects that would kind of be interesting, like more interesting than a pencil. Like, we would write objects like a piano that plays itself, or a rainbow-colored feather. Just like something simple, but something that could lead itself to interesting things. For Me Like, Kat wrote the first verse, and her object was, if I recall correctly, an old mixtape. So she integrated that into her song, and with the only stipulations being it has to kind of sound like lyrics, it has to kind of go with the theme Me Like, and put an old mixtape into your lyrics somewhere. So she did that, and then it went to Nash, and he had to write the chorus, and he decided to make it a nonsensical, catchy sort of chorus. So he just started repeating the words me like, me like me like, over and over again. And his object was a blinking sign, so he put that in there as well. And then the second verse was me, and so I kind of had to match Kat's metering that she had established first verse, and my object was like a splinter in your foot, but the song seemed too like happy and jovial and nonsensical to integrate a splinter in your foot, so I translated that to I danced all day on the deck in the sun. I kind of cheated there. Then our three verses were written. The next day, Nash and I planned to try and put a melody and chord progression to all three of the songs that we wrote, but we started with Me Like because it was our favorite, and we only made it to that one. So the following day, Nash and I wrote the chorus. We tweaked a few of the lyrics to make them fit the meter that we were kind of creating with the chord progression and the melody. We recorded the guitar, we recorded vocals, and I don't think we recorded anything else that day. Throughout the summer, I in my free time added like a bass line and maybe a little kick drum and started playing around with some harmonies. A few months later we got together and filmed a video for it because I was like, why not put this on my music channel? So we filmed a video, and then again just in my free time edited the video, kind of tweaked the song a little bit. Very slowly Nash and I would get back and forth to each other over email to just put new edits on the song, add a new guitar solo or add a new harmony line. And after months and months of that, we finished and posted it yesterday, and again, go watch it. That's the story behind writing Me Like. Tomorrow I'll talk more about some of the songs that Nash and I wrote in the previous 3 years. Thank you for watching, thank you for sticking around, goodbye!